Hi, welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some cool Pico 8 games to show to you lovely people. Every time I do that intro, it gets worse and it gets cheesier. At some point, it's just going to just degenerate into some giant pile of cheddar. Anyway, let's get loaded up on Pico 8. Let's load the game. Here we go. Today's game is called Mott's Grand Prix, and it's by the developer called Mott, also known as Tom Mulgrew. The last game of Mott's that I played on the channel was Trial of the Sorcerer, a really cool Wolfenstein-style, old-school first-person shooter. That was a lot of fun, really great gameplay, and it turns out this game is a lot of fun with really great gameplay, and also some fantastic Pico 8 3D graphics. Now, the game has an excellent title screen, attract mode, with really cool theme music, so I'm going to have that playing in the background whilst I talk about the game. Oh, the music. I could swear this music sounds so familiar. I just can't place where it's from. I think it's just got that sound. Anyway. Yeah, the music's really good. Tom Mulgrew, if you're watching this, will you please put this track on Bandcamp so I can download it and listen to it? Because I like this a lot. Anyway, let's read the description then. Step back in time to an era when folk were real folk and race car steering wheels were real steering wheels. Mott's Grand Prix is a pseudo 3D Formula 1 racer inspired by Grand Prix Circuit, Continental Circus, and a bunch of other 80s, 90s races I've forgotten. So, on to the game then. We have got two different gameplay modes. We've got race mode, where we've got other cars on the track, and practice mode, where we can just learn the track. For difficulty settings, I'm going to be trying medium, because I am a middling race car driver person. I'm not very good at these games. There are 3 tracks. Now, the tracks are very faithfully, remarkably accurately, I might add, modelled after real racetracks. We have got Silverstone, Brands Hatch, and Suzuka. Brands Hatch and Suzuka, 2 of my favourite racetracks to play on Gran Turismo. I am really happy to see him here. And yeah, Silverstone as well, home of the British Grand Prix. You can set the number of laps. 3, 5, 10 or 20, I think. Now, these are fairly realistic layouts of the tracks. They're fairly close to reality, if you like. 20 laps takes a long time. But if you want the proper F1 experience, you're going to be going for that. Look, it's got a demo mode. How often do you see games on Pico 8 that've got like a demo mode or an attract mode? Yeah, this is very clearly inspired by, you know, so many classic arcade style races. The big elephant, the big spiky polygonal elephant in the room is virtual racing. That's what immediately sprung to mind for me. But it also bears a kind of resemblance to all those kind of, I don't know what you'd kind of call them, it's kind of like pre-3D 3D races. The one that I had on the Mega Drive, wish I didn't have it because it kind of sucked, was it Super Monaco Grand Prix? Not the best racing game. The gameplay in this, by the way, I'd say blows Super Monaco out of the water. I'll get into that in a lot more detail. There's a number of different ways you can control it. We've got standard Pico 8 controls. Up, down, or X and Z are your brake and accelerate, and you've got left and right, obviously. There are a few settings we have as well. This is a racing game where you have to slow down for corners. What we mean by that is this is an actual racing game. My expectations for this game going in were very low. I was watching the kind of development of it on Twitter, and you know, there's a lot of kind of focus on the kind of the the 3D aspect of it, creating the 3D engine, and you know, it looked really cool. And I thought, oh, that'd be something to check out. Often when you play 3D games in Pico 8, so much effort obviously has to go into creating the 3D engine that sometimes the gameplay gets kind of forgotten about or put to the side. That is not the case in this. The racing in this is so good. It's so much fun. You'll notice it on Brands Hatch when we go and race around that. Unlike a lot of games from this kind of era, if you like, the kind of classic racing games, the tracks actually have undulation. So the first corner on Brands Hatch, where it's a big sweeping right turn with a massive, it's like going down the side of a hill sideways. It's in the game. I have spun out so many times on that corner in Gran Turismo and Project Cars, and you can do the very same here, and you will be watching me spin out on that corner. Yeah, so the racing is so solid in this game. It's so crisp and well done. That's why I'm sort of effusing so enthusiastically about this game. I mean, obviously the graphics are such an achievement. They look so crisp. The animation, especially on the steering wheel, and you know, the animation's really nice. The 3D models look great. The tracks look great. You know, we've got barriers, we've got the curbs, we've got the grass grandstands, we've got railings and things, and the way the tracks are laid out as well. Let's get into one of the tracks so I can show you what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to be going on race, medium difficulty, and we'll try Brands Hatch. I'm going to do 3 laps because I want to show you as many of the tracks as I can. So let's get started then. Nice transition there, by the way. Here we go. Lights out. There we go. That's my Formula 1 knowledge there. Exhausted. So this is Brands Hatch, and we are coming up to the first corner, which is an absolute nightmare. Big sweeping right turn, and it's a really steep part of the track as well. And then just to make things more fun, the second corner is a really tight hairpin. I've spent many hours trying to master this track on Gran Turismo, spinning off, swearing at the TV, throwing my controller. Oh my god! And yeah, that that gameplay experience is faithfully recreated here in Mott Grand Prix. I am in 7th place, which is pretty poor. Let's see if I can get. Usually, when I race in medium difficulty, I usually can end up in 5th or 6th place. So I'm not, you know, being unrealistic here. Let's overtake that brown car. Who has a Formula 1 car and then paints it brown? Anyway, I digress. So the gameplay, as you can see, the tracks twist and turn. There is undulation, which makes things rather interesting. You do have to slow down on the corners, which I'm failing to do at the moment. Let's try different controls and see if that makes me any better. Back in 6th place again. I just completely lost my train of thought there. So let's just talk about these tracks then. So these corners are, I haven't got a foggiest idea how the tracks will be modelled, but like there, we went through the finish line. There's the grandstand. I mean, I've seen kind of, you know, videos of the real Brands Hatch, and like, it's really accurate. You know, this hairpin section here does have those barriers up. Like when we go around this corner here, and there's some building over there, or another grandstand, that's really there. After this corner, after we've gone left, we go into a kind of wooded area. You know? The detail, the attention to detail there, it's more than you'd get in some actual, you know, fully professionally made, fully released games from the 80s and the 90s. Super Monaco Grand Prix didn't have this amount of detail. I'm sorry to dump on that game, but it is my only reference point. Another racing game I had back in the day was Burning Rubber. I had that on my Amstrad. I'd say that the only really good thing about that game was the amazing theme music. The actual game itself wasn't all that good. I think that was based on Le Mans. So what's the name of that track? I can never remember. Cirque du Sac, is it? Oh, I made a mess of that. The Le Mans track. Well, Burning Rubber didn't make any real effort to model that track very well. You know. So that was rubbish. This is good. Right, a gameplay element, a concession to the modern gamer. We have a racing line indicator. familiar to anyone who's played a racing game made in the last 10 years, which until January this year, I didn't count myself in that. I only recently got back into racing games, and yeah, these racing line indicators, this is the way games do things now. Showing you where you should be on the track, and it's nice to see that in this game. Again, we've got more features in a Pico 8 racing game than there were features in actual games released into the arcades back in the day. So that's an incredible achievement. This racing line indicator then, what's going on? Well, if it's green, then you're going at a decent speed. You could probably speed up. If it's yellow, you're near the limit. And if you're a good racing driver, you want to be near the limit as often as possible, to be going as fast as possible. If it's red, you're going too fast and you need to slow down. And I probably often need to slow down because I am spinning off a lot. Coming around the corner now for the final corner here, I believe, and I'm in 3rd place. Wow, I think that's my best result in medium difficulty there. There we go. I managed to podium for the first time. When you finish the race, the computer player takes over. Again, like an actual racing game would. I can't believe how fully featured this game is for Pico 8. Usually when you're playing games, especially 3D games in Pico 8, you know, things are taken out rather than put in. Now, we have got an attract mode. We have got a demo kind of... what do you call it? Like a demo mode, isn't it? Where it plays one of the tracks through whilst you're waiting on the title screen. A lot of people wouldn't even see that. I mean, if I wasn't talking over the video, I probably wouldn't have seen that. We've got a racing line indicator. We've got the tracks modelled with undulation, and it's fairly realistic it's true to life, if you like. We've got 3 race tracks. We've got computer controlled players who we can bash about and ram off the road. Really get out some aggression there. There isn't any damage modelling in this game, so you can get stuck in, you know, when you have these, what do they call it in F1, racing incidents. So many features. It's such a fully realised game. Yeah, anyway, let's have another race. Let's go... Oh, this is a nice touch now. Let's see if it does it. It's not going to do it, is it? Sometimes a car will go whizzing past. There we go. Isn't that a nice touch? Other things I haven't mentioned besides the music, the sound. You've got your classic racing style fluttery kind of sounds there, engine sounds, you know. Pico 8 sound chip is very limited by design. You're not going to get... You're only going to get a certain amount out of it, aren't you? Anyway, let's have another look. This next track is Suzuka, and we want to be racing again. Let's see if I can match my performance. I don't know how to do a start. I'm still not very good at racing games. So yeah, welcome to Suzuka. Is that the Japanese Grand Prix? Great track. A lot of fun. There we go. Just muscle everyone out of the way. Oh, I love the skidding sounds. It's like that kind of fluttery, kind of twiddly flute sound. Classic. There is sometimes, particularly on this track, I think, maybe with the amount of background scenery, there is some slowdown occasionally, but you know, it's nothing major. It doesn't hamper the feel of the game. Oh, there's so much attention to detail. Even like the little what do you call it? Like distance markers on corners, so you can know when to turn in. You know, we've got like the billboards at the side of the track there, Pico 8, which I am now crashing into. So much detail. I don't know if you're as impressed as I was with the steering wheel as well. Look at the lovely movement of that. Okay, controls wise, I seem to be having a lot more success using the X and Z buttons for accelerate and brake, and then just steering wheel left and right. To start with, when I was playing on keyboard, I was using up and down for accelerate and brake. Oh, that was a lovely corner there. Yeah, it seems to work better on controller. Oh my god. It seems to work better on controller if you use the buttons. So that's what I'm doing. That's what I would recommend. Right, one of the things that makes this game so playable is the handling of the car. It's very slippery, but this is an F1 car. I think F1 cars are quite slippery. If you really throw the car into a corner at speed, you can do some drifting. That's a lot of fun. Oh, someone's... I think I'm getting shunted from behind here. Oh my god. Yeah, little features that would be nice additions. I realise that I'm just playing this game, and I could come up with a whole list of things which you just would not be able to put into the game. Pico 8 cartridges have limited space, you know? So, oh yeah, I'd like local multiplayer. It's not going to happen, is it? No. What would be nice, I think, would be some kind of indication on as to where you are on the track. If you know the tracks, then you've got something of an idea. I mean, often racing games would have a map showing you the track layout. I could understand if that wouldn't really work in this game. I could imagine that would eat up a lot of tokens. However, it would be nice maybe, especially seeing as the tracks are kind of modelled after real tracks, to have like the corner names or something, so, you know, it would kind of show you what the next corner coming up is. Even if you don't know the tracks, I think it would kind of, you know, you'd at least know that, oh, that corner, that's that awful hairpin where I always have to spin out and slow down. You know? I don't know. That'd be a nice little feature to add, I think. And I don't imagine it'd eat up too much. So, oh, I'm picking up a few places there. Oh, I'm back and forth. Oh, I should say actually, let's get through this technical section. Oh my. I don't know why I enjoy Suzuka so much, because it's such a complicated track and I'm so bad at it. Oh, this is good. Such a good racing game. I mean, like, early this year is when I got back into racing games. There was a PlayStation Store sale, so I bought Gran Turismo Sport for about a £5, and then I bought Project Cars, again, for about a £5. They were very cheap. And I've had a lot of fun learning those games, getting into racing games again. This compares really well with them. I mean, obviously, it's a little bit more arcade definitely than Project Cars. Why is there no tyre degradation modelled in this game? Why? I'm joking. Oh, wheel-to-wheel action there. There we go. Lovely. Just went spinning off. That blue car. Who's driving that? Zed Lex. Oh, he's going to regret ramming me off the track like that. Let's see if we can use him to brake into a corner. Oh, look. Oh no. Right, I'll continue my battle of wills. Oh, I actually managed to... Well, oh. Yeah. Oh! Can't believe that. I was in 3rd place and then just... It all went to pot at the end there. Oh, dear. I'm getting really bad at finishing these thoughts because I'm having so much fun. It's such a good game, this. I'll tell you another thing. Why is there no big wheel thing? Doesn't Suzuka has a big wheel? I don't know. I could imagine that thing would be a bit of a pain to put in. Anyway, this is such a cool game. The racing is so much fun. The presentation of it's so crisp. This feels, again, a lot of the best Pico 8 games. This just feels like a port of a game, you know, from the 80s or the 90s. Although, to be fair, there's quite a few features, like the racing line, for example, and the auto braking. There's quite a few features that you wouldn't have got on a game back in the day, just to make it a little bit more, you know... You see, the computer player is much better at driving than I am. You know, little features like that to make the game a little bit more palatable if you're not very good at racing games, sorry, like me. I didn't point this out either as well. If we go on to the start menu, we have a few options here. We can turn the racing line on or off. Auto braking, that's how you turn that on. You can somehow control the game only using mouse. I don't even want to think how that might work. That sounds like chaos. This is my favourite bit though. You can change the colour of your car. You know, that's what it's all about. Picking some nice colours for your car. Let's have yellow. Nice little features like that, you know, the little bits of detail that get added to make the game a little bit more fun, a little bit more polished. Lovely. There we go. Yeah, I love that. I just love when the little car goes past you like that. So nice, so cool. Anyway, I've been talking long enough about this game and my controller's doing all kinds of weird things. You need to go and play this game right now. This is the best racing game I've played on Pico 8, without a shadow of a doubt. It is so good. The racing is so much fun. The handling of the Formula 1 car, the tracks, the music, the graphics, everything's here. It's great. Yeah. So check out the game on Itch down below. I'm playing it on Splore as well. This game has been featured on Splore, so it's not just me who thinks this game is really good. This is one of the best racing games on Pico 8 without a shadow of a doubt. So you can play on Splore as well. Give Tom Mulgrew a follow on Twitter. I look forward to seeing what he's working on next and seeing his projects take shape. I often say, oh, go and follow the developer on Twitter. You get to kind of see behind the scenes on these games as they're being made, and it's so satisfying to see the game developing and then finally get to be able to play it. I was looking forward to playing this game for a long time, watching it get added to. So it's great to see it finally here. And yeah, this music, please put this on Bandcamp. I'm gonna have to go into Pico 8 and rip it myself, aren't I? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Check out all the links and whatnot, and I'll see you again very soon.